you know. Yeah.
Terrence, we're pretty much out of time. Because anyway, unfortunately,
It's all right.
what's the point? What's the point of all this cosmic play? Like conscious, God is pure, infinite, eternal consciousness. Just this.
Yeah.
And there's Terrence, there's Darren appearing, and we're in this movie, and a lot of us are unconscious, and we think we are the movie. They haven't seen the screen; they just think they're the player. Unfortunately, as you mentioned before, the poor fella. To me, it's a poor fella. I feel sorry that he's sitting on a park bench by himself alone and a drunk with no friends. It makes me sad, you know. And sometimes I think in duality there's no fairness. But why this play? Why this guy's have a great life and this poor fella's, overweight and can't find love? That's fucking makes me teary.
I know, but I mean, I'll tell you why. Is because the answer is based. The question is based in the belief that you're different from me. The person on the park bench is different from me. The person on the park bench is different from the President of the United States. Yeah, it's based on. So the question is based on a belief in that there are individuals out there, and some of them have got it good, and some of them don't have it good, and it just doesn't seem to be fair. Whereas the truth is, the person on the park bench and the president but both of them are God, expressing God. Both, or both of them are consciousness.
Yes,
expressing that. Now, to try and understand that, Darren, you have to understand if God is all expansive, as you said, like it's all knowing, it's all powerful, it's no beginning, no end, it's just all. Yeah. And in non-duality, we call that one, just one. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So if it remained only as one, what could it experience? Remember, one means no parts.
You couldn't experience anything.
Couldn't experience anything, could it?
No.
There's your answer. The mistake we make, Darren, right there, is we think that people are individuals, that they're separate. Everything is just an expression of that oneness. And for it to create that oneness, for it to create human beings and this and so on and so forth, it's got to first create two. It's got to split. It's got to divide. Because if it doesn't divide, it just remains as one and there's no experience. Because there's nothing outside of itself to experience. And there's no parts to it, to the one, as one. Yeah. Just dualistically, we might think God has parts like Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? Right? Dualistically, we divide God into three persons and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's
hey,
all.
Have you got someone else? Have you got someone else after?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Can you look? Jake's had one session. This is one session for me. Can you charge me for 1.5 sessions? Can we go extend an extra half an hour?
Yeah. No, look, yes. Not a problem.
I've just
not
lost
a problem.
you. Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm
Anyway.
here. Okay, yeah. Yes, not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't know if you're marking your diary. That'll be 2.5 sessions.
Cool. So do you understand the point that I just made?
No. Just want to stay here.
Good. Okay, so I think at least conceptually, as an idea, you understand that the one remaining one, there's nothing. There's nothing to know because it's all knowing. There's nothing to know. And it doesn't have parts. It's not made of bits. That's why it's called one. One whole. Just one complete whole. can't add anything to it because it lacks nothing, and you can't take anything away from it, because where would you put it? If you took something away from it, where would you put it?
Right.
It's everywhere. It's you kept it, yeah. So you can't add to it and you can't take away from it. It's simply one. Yeah. Now, the only thing that divides is dualistic thought. So, for God, yeah, to be able to experience itself as 8 billion people and 8 billion thoughts all happening at the same time. That's God. Only God could do something like that, if you understand. Yeah. So for God to be able to experience itself, yeah, it presents consciousness and thoughts. Now, if there was, just try and imagine this, in the absence of all thoughts, if there was just consciousness, how would that be any different to one? In the absence, it wouldn't be different, would it?
No.
Okay, so for this seeming world, for this seeming, and it's seeming, Darren, yeah, for this seeming dualistic world to seemingly be there, you need 2 things: consciousness, one, yeah, and thoughts. Because you know, if you examine for yourself, yeah, in the complete absence of all thoughts, there's nothing. Because we need a thought to say, that's a tree. Or we need a thought to say, I'm here and you're there. We need a thought to say, left, right, up, down, hot, cold, me, you, this, that, and all the millions of polaric opposites that there are, yeah, that thoughts create. Yeah. And
Is
it's indeed.
Is nothingness prior to consciousness? Or nothingness and consciousness are one and the same thing?
Same thing. So too is awareness. So too is God. So too, yeah, they're just labels. They're all just labels, Darren. See,
and it appears to be many because we paint it with our thoughts. As a Terrence says, and there's a guy who lives in a park and he says, oh, isn't that sad? We're painting a story from consciousness, nothingness.
Yes, with thoughts.
With thoughts. But the thoughts so is the drunk. That we're appearing as a drunk, really is God. But in the story, he's unconscious that he's God.
Good. Now, it takes more than just thoughts too. I mean, thoughts is primary, consciousness and thoughts are primary, but we also have something else: seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. See, if I just want to try this with you, yeah? If I ask you to walk up to a tree that's got bark on it, yeah, and I ask you to feel that tree, yeah, are you feeling the tree?
You know, I've done these experiments, and no, you feel conscious awareness.
Yeah, what you're feeling is the feeling.
The sensation.
Like.
The sensation. And
that happens here. And then this steps in and says, oh, that's a rough tree. You're not feeling the tree, you're feeling the feeling.
Yeah, the sensation.
Good.
Might feel hard, rough.
Good. Then this steps in.
The question is the feeling hard and rough. Drop them concepts. And it's just a pure sensation now and awareness of that sensation. And then you see the awareness and the sensation are one there. And then, you know, it's awareness.
Good. That's consciousness.
Yeah, right. Right. So that drunk over there, the mind says he's over there and really is pure God, pure consciousness.
Yes.
Yes, that's music to my freaking ears, Terrence. What did you talk about 10 sessions ago?
I'm sure I did. That's
so great way of seeing that. Everything is consciousness.
Yes. And the only thing, the only thing that tells us otherwise is thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, for us to believe that a tree is real, yeah, we've got the label, the word tree. Now I'll say to people, remove that label. Now what is it? And some people will get clever and they'll go, wood. I go, okay. Remove that label. Some people get clever and they'll go leaves, and I go, okay, now remove that label. Yeah. And once they've removed their 3 or 4 labels of the seeming tree, and I ask them, now, what is that without those labels? Because you're dependent, 100% dependent on those labels to be able to identify what that is. But all you've got are the labels, not the actual. Yeah, like if we want to use the word tree, yeah, the tree is not inside your head. It's not in there. Yeah. But the description of it is all inside our head. And then what the mind does, because it's the only thing it can do, because the mind can't actually experience the tree, then what the mind does, it takes the label to be the tree. And you can test that by removing the labels. If you remove the labels and now look at it, you don't know what it is.
That's the way you told me that is a bit of a light bulb for me, Terrence, because there's a facts there that everything is conscious awareness. Everything is a source. Everything. There's no car there. Well, mine will say there's a car over there. But that's pure conscious awareness. That is source dressed up.
Perfect. And it's also, now here's the big one, yeah, which people miss. And how they miss it, I don't know. But here's the big one, yeah. What it also means, Darren, is there's no such thing as separation. That's a label. That's a label.
Yeah.
Now, so if we go, that tree is separate from that tree, and I say, okay, now let's remove the label separate. Now, what do you got? Mine just goes clunk. It just clunk. Yeah. So even separation is a concept created by labels, created by thoughts. Yeah. I often say to people, they don't get it, but the universe that you believe to be out there from your own direct experience, yeah, is not what's actually there. It's not what's actually there. Yeah. And furthermore, a person would, if I asked them the question, is there a universe out there? People would say yes. And I go, okay, based on what evidence? What evidence do you have, you, that there's given that the universe is never ending, what evidence do you have that there's an actual universe out there? And then if you look at the evidence they have, it's a 15th of nothing. Yet that 15th of nothing, little bit of information that they've got, allows them to create a whole universe. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah.
That explains why Nisargadatta says the universe is all imagination.
Yeah. And that's why also Albert Einstein says time is something human beings invented. Albert Einstein, holy shit. No such thing as time. No such thing as time. Yeah, it's invented. So that often people turn up with me, Darren, and it's okay, tell me your background. And they give me a big spiel. Yeah. All right, good. A little bit of their backstory, who they've, how long they've been on the path, all the little badges that they've got from all the different things they've done, 30 years of meditation. I've sat with this teacher and that, read all these books, non-duality, and yet they're sitting here with me. Right? And I go, okay.
Hey, Terrence, focus. Have you done something with your screen? You've gone out of focus. You've gone on blurry.
I have to. Hold on a sec. This sometimes works. There you go. Yeah. So, what was I just saying?
People tell you their stories. They've got a badge. I've been meditating for 30 years and doing
Right, right. Yep,
raising my pineal.
yep.
Like I was
Yep,
raised.
all that. Yep, all that. Yeah, and everything they know that they've learned about non-duality. I go, good. You know, like they really sound like they're a happening thing. You know, just do a little bit more work and they'll go pop and they'll realise it. But I don't do that. I say that people like that. I say, okay, good. Now that's what you've told me about non-duality. Good. Now, what can you tell me about duality? And Darren, you could hear a pin drop constantly, and another pin drop, and another pin drop. And they just sit there startled, dead silence. Another pin drop. I go, oh, you know, it creates separation. Like what? That's it? That's it? That's your understanding. You're this big spiel about non-duality. Remember, you can't speak about non-duality. You can't. As soon as you open your mouth, it's not that. Yeah. It's not that. It's not that. Yeah. But we can talk about duality because we're using a dualistic instrument. Thoughts and words and words by nature are dualistic. Yeah. So what I do is I shift people away from that. People have got the wrong end of the stick, Darren. Everyone's trying to work out what non-duality is. Good luck with that. Why? Because they're using a dualistic instrument to try and understand what non-duality is. That'd be like light in search of darkness. Yeah. It's not possible. Yeah. Or, you know, a wave trying to drown the ocean, or it's crazy, you know. So I get people to focus on the other end of the stick. Who am I? What is this me? And we can use language to dismantle the me. Why? Because the me is a concept and it's constructed dualistically. And that's really simple. I was born, one day I'll die. Boom, there's your duality. And then there's all the things that happen between both those points. This dualistic living that happens between both those points. So people are trying to work out what non-duality is, got no fucking clue what duality is. None. I'll say, okay, what is it that creates the seeming duality? Oh. You know. And I usually have to end up telling them. Thoughts. Mind. It's the only thing from our own direct experience, right? There's seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling, and thinking. Okay. And there's consciousness and awareness. Right? Now, the seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling, if one really bothers to truly take a look at just those five senses, what you discover is those five senses are all a non-dualistic experience. The seeing doesn't say, I see a tree. The seeing doesn't, literally, the seeing doesn't comment. Yep. Zero. The seeing doesn't comment. Nor does the hearing, tasting, touching, or smelling. They don't comment. They're not a dualistic. And we've got five of them. And we ignore all those. We ignore all those. And of course, focus on the one that is dualistic. Because it's the one that is dualistic that creates the me and the you and the other and the this and the that. But it's all done with thoughts. What's that one? What sense is that one that creates all the dualistic? I just call it the sixth sense. What else do you want to call it? So the sixth sense would be the I, the me that I take myself to be. The sixth sense is just thinking. The capacity that thinking happens. Because as you said, hearing, feeling, seeing, they're all immediate. So they are the one. They are pure consciousness. Immediate. Yep. Bang. That's why you're saying non-duality. I get that. Yep. And then the thinker comes along, which you say is the sixth sense. Yep. And that creates duality and makes us focus out here instead of in here. Yeah. And you want to know why we don't focus there? Because the mind, tells us that what is here is the me. Why do I need to look there? I'm trying to get away from the me. Why do I need to look there?